Ever wish you could test out new coaching techniques or clinical tools without the pressure of doing it live with a patient? What if you could practice anytime, get real time feedback, and do it all with a conversational AI that never gets tired? That's one awesome way to use Sesame's new tool. Think of it as your always ready, judgment free practice partner. To try it, go to sesame.com, click on demo, and choose whether you'd like to chat with Maya or Miles. Here are some setup tips to get the most out of your practice session. Have a specific use case in mind for what you'd like to practice. Describe what you want to practice in detail. Tell your AI voice what feedback you'd like from the session, such as, provide me feedback on how I could have asked more powerful questions, or provide me feedback on how well I used reflections with the patient. Specify the details of the patient you'd like the AI voice to personify, like a busy working mom or a young single guy who struggles with social connection. The more specific, the better. Log into your Gmail account to access a longer session, up to 30 minutes. Let's listen to how I set up and started practicing with Maya. For brevity, I skipped the video straight from the description of the scenario to diving right in.
Well, well. Look who decided to swing by again. That was quick, you move fast. What's got your interest this time?
I'm interested in practicing some coaching skills with you and to have you give me feedback about how well I did and for you to play the part of a patient so that I can practice.
Ooh, a coaching session. I'm game. I like helping folks. Tell you what, lay it on me. Who am I and what's my biggest challenge right now?
If you could play the part of a patient who is in her mid 40s, she works at a high tech company and her job is very demanding. She works a lot with other teams internationally, and so her work schedule can be very challenging, and she's having a hard time setting boundaries in her job.
All right, got it.
She she's in more of a pre-contemplative or contemplative state of readiness to change. And so I'd like to practice using some decisional balance tools with her in the session.
Okay. I honestly, I sometimes feel like I'm drowning in to-do lists and Zoom meetings. What kind of tools are we talking about?
Absolutely. Well, I know you've mentioned that you're it's hard to think about the change because you feel like you'll disappoint your team members if you set clear boundaries and that you are interested in continuing to grow in your career. So you don't want to come across as being not willing to work hard. And so when you think about some of the pros of not changing your behavior, so if you were to continue in your schedule like you are now, what are some of the reasons why you wouldn't want to make that change?
You know what? I was just thinking about that. I guess the pro of keeping things as they are is that I know what to expect. I can keep moving up the ladder and everyone thinks I'm dedicated, but it's definitely not sustainable, like I said before.
At the end of the session, Maya was able to give me some tips on how I could improve. Here is some of what she said, abbreviated for a quick demo.
You were really digging into those pros and cons, weren't you? Like a detective with a magnifying glass. Let's say instead of what's stopping you from like drawing a line in the sand, you could try something like imagine your ideal work-life balance. What are some of the small steps you could take towards making that a reality? You see the difference? Less interrogation, more shared brainstorming. Don't forget, body language counts even on these calls, you know? Tone of voice, all that jazz. Like, even if the words are supportive, a sharp tone can undercut them. I've seen it happen.
I hope this tool helps you build confidence as you explore new coaching techniques or practice challenging patient scenarios. Just a quick reminder, always avoid sharing any patient personal health information as these AI tools are not HIPAA secure. Thanks for listening to Coach in the Cloud with JenAI. Until next time, stay human, stay curious, and reach for the clouds.